We are ready.
Woo!
Bienvenidos amigos, el juego de tronos.
Buenos noches, mi negros.
And Wiggles rancheros.
Already with the shit.
You niggas couldn't wait.
Game of Thrones, my friends.
You niggas couldn't wait.
No,
Not at all.
Carlton, Valerian.
You know, we don't need a reason to dress up. We don't need a reason.
Carlton, Valerian.
You know, we don't need a reason to dress up. We don't need a reason.
Oh, listen.
You know, we don't need a reason to dress up. We don't need a reason.
Oh, somebody got an echo.
We don't need a reason to dress up. We don't need.
We already said that like 10 seconds ago.
Who using AI in this
No,
motherfucker?
it just keeps coming through.
I think that me. Y'all still hear it?
Oh, this
No.
nigga got the AI on us. We done signed the
We good now. I think we're good now, man. I had to send the shit to the new group, man. I had to send the shit to the new group.
Nigga got the AI on us. He gonna use this shit in perpetuity on our ass.
El Tango El Gato en los pantalones.
They should have never gave you niggas the internet.
Never.
Never.
So listen. We gotta focus because we got a lot of shit to cover.
Mm-hmm.
Now before we get off into this throne shit, big shout out to the city of Montgomery, Alabama.
Shout out to the dog. Hell yeah.
Get that shit back in blood.
Shit.
Montgomery
listen.
swim team.
Them niggas they tried it in a small town and they motherfucking won.
Man, they ain't making that
Full
far down the
scholarships to
road.
them Hands University handed out, baby.
Man,
Full scholarships.
we need to get all them hoodies.
Shout out.
Yeah.
They got all that work
I'm-
plus overtime.
I'm telling you. Hey, look,
That's all I got to say.
I put the word out on the streets, man. Let them folks know, bro. I'm willing to offer any legal assistance that I can to the Alabama attorneys to help them out, bro.
Let's go.
In the event
Pro bono.
they need it. For real, yeah, no problem.
No
We got
problem.
that.
No problem. Goddamn it.
Yes, all right.
Shit.
So
Especially the nigga that swam.
Oh,
Especially the
snatcher.
nigga that
Oh, my.
swam.
Especially swimming.
So yeah. Blockwood, man, that motherfucker got out there. That nigga got out.
Oh shit.
I love
Praise him.
But
Man.
listen, before we hop off into the
That
red
nigga-
wedding,
That nigga swam from Selma to Montgomery. I love it.
From Selma.
my nigga said, "Fuck that Edmund Pettis Bridge." He got it.
That nigga say, fuck that margin, nigga. I'm fucking swimming.
Yeah.
So one thing I did want us to bring back before we got into the episode. Shout out to my boy Caleb Darrell Faulkner, my cousin. He laced us with this remix of Reigns of Casimir. So we want to let y'all see, drop that Reigns of Astamir for you real quick. Before we get
Oh,
off.
we're here waiting for the reception. It's going up right now.
Hey, Caleb.
Everybody in the club, tear down. Make that booty go around and round. Everybody in the club, tear down. Make that booty go around and round. Come on, now, let me see you dance. dance now. What's up? Just let me see you dance now. Move around, rock, da, dance now. Get down, rock, da, dance now. Dance with it, come on. Rock with it, come on. Move with it, come on. Pop with it, come on. Rock with it, come on. Wiggle with it, voila. Come on, dance with it, come on. Rock with it, come on. Move with it, come on. Pop with it, come on. Rock with it, come on. Wiggle with it, voila. Come on, show me what you're working with. Bend over, show me what you're working with. Bust open, show me what you're working with. Get high up, show me what you're working with.
Oh shit, my bad.
Goddamn,
Shit.
Charlie. Jesus Christ.
Man,
Hey,
you gotta throw your house up on that shit, man.
Yeah.
Shit.
Hey,
I was working in that motherfucker.
Yeah, that was definitely Tywin twerking, dog. That was twerking Tywin.
Fuck y'all get
Tywin-
that clip from?
Charles Dance can't be doing that shit, bro.
Hey,
Now, DJ Littlefinger did that though. I didn't expect him to do that. He whipped it out in a few minutes too. I made that graphic and it was a joke, right? And then here he come. He turned around immediately with a bounce track.
it's that bitch.
Tell you, man.
It's that bitch.
That motherfucker up.
so also,
Anisha, goddamn. They already in the comments.
also one more thing before we get into the episode. It's motherfucking Leo season.
Hey, it's a real nigga birthday.
Yes, it
Happy
is.
birthday to a real nigga.
Yes,
Real
it
nigga
is.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Motherfucking
Leo
Leo
stand up.
season.
Happy birthday,
Happy
homeboy.
birthday, darling.
That nigga got hair in the six pack. I know a Leo's be lying.
Oh my God. Yeah,
So-
buddy.
Not hair.
It's a party tonight, man. It's a
It is
party,
a
man.
party.
Happy birthday, my nigga. Happy birthday.
I can't wait to get to the motherfucking reception, baby.
I'll be 45 tomorrow, man. So
Oh,
Happy
man.
birthday. Hey, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, my
You called me
boy.
old the other day when I turned 45. Don't do that.
I didn't call you old. I did not call you old. I said
Well,
you had on
No,
the
he
old-
called me old. He called me
I'm about to say, well,
old.
y'all
He
niggas
said I was
old.
75. That's okay. At least he
Really?
can count that high.
Hey,
Oh.
the ladies is dressed ready for the motherfucking wedding, man.
Man.
We ready.
Goddamn
Man.
Celeste, we can't even see
They
her face.
pulled up to this
Understand.
thing. You know what I'm saying? She got on a fascinator.
Goddamn face.
It's a Hatinator season.
A hatinator.
And it's
Celeste
pinned
is
to
with
the
the
side.
She's with the
I
Tyrell
love it
family
every bit.
today.
Man, that is the most beautiful picture ever, man. Love that picture right there, boy.
Ain't it?
I
So
prefer
let's
the-
get into it.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Kicking things off. We got this crazy nigga Ramsey and his ugly sidekick. I like to call this scene the battle of the long backs. Cause she was jealous as hell of the other girl. Ramsey never ceased to amaze me how crazy his ass is, bro. This nigga is psychotic as hell. And you know, again, this is another example of his bullshit. Like he hunting these motherfuckers down for sport, dog. That's insane.
Just for confirmation, the girl that they was hunting, that was the same chick from the other episode when they was fucking with Theon, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
As far as
Damn,
I'm
That's
aware.
crazy. That nigga just threw that bitch out. That's crazy.
I know, right? Because she was about that action. I don't know, bro.
She thought she was prettier than Miranda, so
I'm like, Miranda, listen, that you going to we wanted to work out a payment plan or something. That motherfucker's about that action. You hear me?
Hey,
I don't know.
Ramsey.
And then Miranda said she gotta go, man. Said she got to go.
What
They have
level
to
of
feed it to
king is
goddamn.
that? You got somebody
Her
eating
back
my
is
dog.
longer than mine.
Hey, this shit. But why the episode open like it felt like a horror movie a little bit though?
Yeah,
You know what I
it
mean?
did.
And just like a horror movie, you know her ass fell down. You know she fell the fuck down.
And then
really-
gonna stay down and think she's gonna get away. Girl, they hear you. They smell you.
Bitch, you don't run from these motherfucking dogs. Like them
Hey
dogs.
man, how's you niggas talking with Celestial in this fucking hat?
Don't do her hat. That hat.
That's a nice ass hat.
Hey,
The ambiance just feel right, dog.
She's ready for the
my girl
derby.
face when she turned to the side. My girl turned to the side.
Hell no.
She's ready for the derby, okay?
Hell no, that motherfucker ready for mortal fucking combat. That motherfucker is ready.
It's the purple wind.
Lightning.
It's the purple wind, man.
It's the
God
purple
damn.
wind.
Yo, shout out to Alfie Allen, by the way. That nigga was running like all his toes were fucking gone, which is book accurate, by the way. Like Theon
What the
cut off
nigga
a lot of this
missing?
nigga's
Yeah, I'm
toes.
finna say he was missing digits, right? Certain
Yeah.
toes and fingers. Rampage
Yeah,
had
he missed
already
toes
cut
and
off.
fingers and shit. So Alfie
Yeah,
Allen really played that Theon run to a T. So just great acting,
Yeah,
man. This episode just has some great acting overall, just from all these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
This was a
Acting dialogue.
magnificent episode. This was a really good episode. Even like minus the shit at the end, this was a really good episode.
Yeah.
That's what made it the best. What you talking about?
Yeah, like I
Of
was
course,
going back and
obviously.
just
I'm just saying that goes without saying. It's just
Yeah.
I didn't realize there was so much other shit happening in this episode.
Yeah.
you had to be sharp in this motherfucking episode too. You know
There
what I
was a
mean?
lot
Like
of
they was
shade.
going at each
There
other.
was so much
Yeah.
shade. It was so much shade.
But you know
in
what?
that
All the weddings got shade. Now that we looking back on it, man, I'm talking about the shadiest
Shit,
time.
yeah, nigga, we can look at her. Shit, nigga, we can look at Celestial's head and shade is fucking shade is live and in color. Goddamn it!
Weddings and funerals, bro. It's going down.
You see
dog.
me?
She's gonna be just as fly next week. We're gonna have
That's
on
right.
all black.
Hey, dressed like the Omen.
Turn up.
So we moving on from the battle of the long backs to we got his little feet dangling. We got Tyrion sitting at the table talking to Jamie. Who want to walk us through that? Queen Mother, walk us through this scene.
Yes, I will. So Tyrion and Jamie were having a conversation about
Jamie.
what Jamie was going to do. Fuck you, I don't care if it is your birthday tomorrow. Okay.
Set that shit up. You've been thinking about that shit for like 3 days. I bet.
Got a note written down about it.
Go ahead, Queen Mother.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's been waiting on that. So they're sitting there, they're talking about Jamie's current circumstance of only having one hand. I'm ignoring you all. And what is he going to do now? He's going to have to relearn how to fight with his left hand since his right hand is gone. And Tyrion decides to give a toast to the dwarf, the cripple, and the mother of madness, which is he and his siblings. So then Jamie is just going on about, I don't know who I'm going to get because no one will keep my secret. And then, of course, Tyrion says, I know someone who will keep your secret. And they begin discussing Bronn as his new training teacher. And then we quickly cut to them meeting up wherever this was, out by the docks or whatever, the sea,
where Bronn was giving it to Lake
out by
Good's
the
wife.
ocean.
Where Bronn was giving it to
Yes.
his wife. Good.
So, can we talk a little bit about Jamie and how, obviously, like his, I mean, he always was insecure, but his insecurities have been magnified by the fact that he no longer has his hand and is can no longer be defined by as this,
His
as the
fighting
King
skills.
Slayer in this sense. Right? Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, go
let's
ahead.
talk about that. No, go ahead, Liz.
no, I was about to say one of the great things about this scene is that Senor Tyrion, when he poured out the wine, that was some real ass foreshadowing right there. He was like, "It's just wine." Look, as he's pouring it out, right? And that's something that we're going to see later on in the episode about pouring of wine, saying it's just wine, when in fact that maybe nigga it's not just wine. So I thought that was that's something that I didn't really realize until I fucking saw the episode this time around. The other thing is that you know, Jamie is just you know, real broken, and so he just feels like he's not complete. Meanwhile, Tyrion is really his only ally during this time of need, and so that's going to come back to play in a significant way, obviously later on in the season as well.
And you know what's interesting about that, Leslie, is I mean, obviously, like I think Jamie probably has been the kindest of his siblings. I mean, obviously more so than Cersei, but the kindness of his family members to him.
I think of anybody. I think that's why we see him get that, you know, interpersonal, you know, with discussing his insecurities. Who else could he have that kind of conversation with other than Tyrion? And get
who else could relate?
Not only honest feedback, but feedback that wasn't going to ridicule him. You know, at the same time.
Like, and who else could relate to it? You know what I mean? Like, other than like any better than Tyrion could. I mean, like, and this is the first time that Jamie has been made to feel the way that Tyrion felt by both Cersei and his father.
That nigga Tyrion told Jamie, try the boar. Cersei can't get enough. One killed one first. Kill Robin.
This is Robin.
I saw a clip that I watched. What's the name that played Tyrion? Peter Dinklage. I saw a clip of him breaking down kind of the dynamic of the Lannister siblings, and the way he explained it was they kind of all lack something, but they also kind of help each other compensate for different things. Like Tyrion is little, so he gets disregarded because he doesn't have a normal body, and Cersei is a woman, so she gets disregarded because she's not a dude, and Jamie has everything really that they both need, but he don't actually want it. And he all kind of deals, you know, problems and stuff with it. But at different times throughout the show, we can see them help each other compensate for that. And this was one of those times, I think, where, you know, Jamie had this problem, but Tyrion was able to help him, and kind of vice versa.
And that's a good point, because this is going to be one of the last episodes where the Lannister clan is actually pretty much whole. Right after this episode, it's like
that's a glorious thing, my nigga. You just
it's like a shift.
Good shit.
But real quick, right before we got to Jamie and Tyrion, thank you, Candace, for bringing it up. D&D are petty as hell because they cut to that sausage scene.
Oh, they did. They did. Yeah, they did. They cut the sausage scene. That shit was crazy.
They could have been eating anything else,
but some fucking sausage.
And we ain't gonna talk about Ramsay's dogs being fucking goddamn Keen and Snoop from the hood.
God damn.
Them motherfuckers. God damn.
That nigga had a little Uzi clip.
I ain't never seen
God damn.
I ain't never seen no dogs that like that.
That's them goddamn police dogs.
Right. They're goddamn civil rights dogs.
Right.
Right.
They from Montgomery.
Goddamn right. Shit.
Nigga, what's eating you? A goddamn German Shepherd.
Bro, that's one of my favorite lines from Boone. Oh shit, that's funny.
Bet you wish you had your raincoat right now.
That nigga was mad at Rosa Parks.
Speaking of Seeley about to shave Mister.
Yeah. Speaking of, jump into it.
So
jump into it.
So we got Rooster. Rooster then pull up at the drill.
I hate that name, Roos. That name just bothers me so much.
Nigga's name is Roos.
Him and Fat Walder.
Big Walder.
Big Walder.
I'll say that shit. I swear to God, every time I seen it in the fucking hallways or pull up on a fucking wagon or any of that shit, I'd be like, Big Walder.
She was the only big one too. He didn't have no daughters big.
Man, Big Walder bigger than Sam, nigga.
She got a new man play for the Minnesota Vikings.
God damn.
Nope.
We can say that joke now. We can say that shit.
We can say that joke. I'm not canceled. Fuck y'all.
Okay. Say that joke now. Yeah, fuck no. Fuck Lizzo. But anyway,
he introduced his new wife to his son as
how much
as his bastard, right?
How much Sylvia he got for Big Walder?
And he called her mother.
He said in her weight, so a fucking
God damn, that's what I'm saying. Like, how much silver that motherfucker get for her big ass?
I mean, goddamn.
Hey, I don't know exactly what it was, but that nigga said, he said at the red wedding that Tywin made him rich,
very rich.
God,
that nigga was happy, man.
I ain't even think Walter Frey had that kind of money.
He ain't got to feed her no more, so he got plenty of
God. Big Walder.
She probably got that Walder Wop. Y'all don't know nothing about Big Walder.
Oh, nah, I know what Big Walder got. Big Walder got that neck.
Golly, y'all wild, man.
You know Big Walder throwing that neck in a circle.
Plus, she's flexible. Y'all know how it goes.
You sure?
Right. The joints do be loose.
Golly. See, she got that.
I'm not going. Okay.
Answer that 2 a.m. text.
Said the
so basically,
that's okay. I'm gonna send you a ticket, JC.
Roose is basically scolding Ramsay, reminding him that he's a bastard, and upset with him because he used Theon as a play toy and messed him up. So now Roose can't use him as a bargaining chip to get Moat Caitlin. So Roose is pretty upset at Ramsay and basically telling Ramsay that he has to make up for it. One thing that Roose doesn't know that Ramsay clues him in on is that the Stark boys are still alive and they are probably with Jon Snow. So,
and then Roose proceeds to say, "You know what, nigga, you did good. You did good because this motherfucker is I don't know what the fuck
you know he was.
Yeah.
But I mean, that nigga Roose said, you know what? I'm impressed.
You right.
and Ramsay, you know, so
what kind of level of fucking torture you gotta go to impress Roose fucking Bolton?
Yeah.
And Locke too. By the way, shout out to Ramsay and Locke being friends. Them the last 2 niggas that need to hang out.
That is frightening. That is frightening.
You take them.
So did Ramsay learn some shit from Locke and then take it to another level? Because Locke is pretty damn sadistic. Okay.
Yeah.
Locke is Ramsay's goddaddy, so he definitely showed him stuff in the forest when he was 5.
Right, his fairy godfather.
And
he showed him how to torture his first squirrel.
I mean, what did you think of the significance of I guess Ramsay doing the shaving though, like in front of Roose?
That was to show. That was to show how broken that Theon Reek, whatever we call him, that was to show how broken he was.
Right. I
can show him like this is a nigga that should slit my throat, but watch he don't do it.
Right.
Like,
so in turn, that also showed that you say, he can't be used as a hostage or anything like that to trade, but we can still use him to infiltrate because of what I've turned him into.
Exactly.
Right.
And this is where all the torture scenes pays off, right? Because every time that Reek or Theon is approached by Ramsay, he thinks it's a test.
Yeah.
He thinks all this shit is a test, and it's like all this negative reinforcement.
That
nigga's just a tick. Right. You know what though? And this same thing is going to apply when his sister tries to rescue him, right? It's almost like the fucking getting lost in the woods again, where Ramsay takes him to the woods thinking that he's going to save him, and then he ends up going back into the torture cell. It's the same shit. All that negative reinforcement, like a fucking dog, man. It's literally what he probably does to his fucking dog.
Leslie, what's the actor's name again that plays Theon?
Oh, Alfie.
Allen.
The nigga might have given the most masterful performance.
Yeah, I don't think he did.
Like of the entire series, if we talking like just tapping into a character, and he tapped into every piece of Theon. Yeah. Theon, Reek, all that shit. We see this motherfucker as different characters in different times. We see him go back and forth between these characters. That nigga tapped in. I don't think he gets the respect he deserved for that role.
Because if you remember, he played somebody that was such an asshole to go to somebody from that to this motherfucker that we see here.
Right.
That is just
Masterful.
broken.
It was masterful.
Yeah.
That motherfucker
It
was
was,
ticking.
but I
Every
still
time
hate
you see
why
that nigga, he ticking.
When he told him Rob died,
Please
though,
don't
I
hit
felt
me.
Yeah,
so
that's what I wanted to get to. Like, I mean, like he should have slit his throat then. Like, if he was gonna slit a throat, like that would have been where it would have.
No, but see, that's the thing, though, right?
He said that
It ain't
with
about.
intention.
But you know what though? It ain't about that. Like for him, it's just about the punishment. Like if they would have said that if you slit this nigga throat, we'll kill you, he would have done it. If he had a suicide vest on, he would fucking blow that whole shit up. But it's not about that. It's about him getting punished after something like that happens. Yeah. He's just afraid of the punishment. He ain't even afraid of death.
He's afraid of punishment.
But I think it was for him. It was also for a show of how broken he is to Roos. It was, hey, look, I'm about to tell him this right now. While he's got a blade at my throat, and he's not going to do anything.
Because that was the thing that really set it apart. Because when Ramsey was like, "Well, remember, I'm not a Bolton," and Roos was like, "Oh, okay, you're right. Go ahead."
And for me, for Theon he felt guilty. Like, of course, it didn't happen, but it would have been better for me for instead of them killing Theon, for Theon to slit his own throat, because he's essentially a part of a big player in why the Starks are losing right now.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
That's exactly right. Yeah, because he's the real reason why the Starks end up.
Yeah. Because he was popping off at Winterfell.
Additionally, he acknowledges that he did not actually kill Bran and Rickon, and now Roos is sending the hunting, the hunters after him. So.
Including but they're also sending them to the fucking wall. So the Boltons are just savages, right? Because the Night's Watch is supposed to be untouchable, meaning that they're no longer part of the realm, that they, that all their sins or whatever titles and shit are wiped away. But for him to still send Locke to the wall to essentially try to assassinate Jon Snow, shows you how ruthless the Boltons are. And how
he said, "I'm the Ward of the North."
All loose ends, loose ends, he's trying to tie them up. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
Celestial Eunice.
So, Tyrus, where you go? Hey, where you go? Yeah.
Let's got the satellite.
TK, you need your trucker.
Listen. So we leave the Dreadfort and we find ourselves in King's Landing. Celestial, won't you take us through this scene?
Oh, y'all want me to talk about that damn verse?
That damn verse.
Not verse.
That damn verse goes up on Tyrion, and he like, "Hey nigga, let me holler at you real quick. Your sister know about your bitch, and if you don't like I know, she gonna tell your daddy, and when your daddy find out, he gonna kill that hoe." So Tyrion was like, "Nigga, you already know it's coming. Just go on and tell him a lie. Like, just do what you do. You a liar. You a lie."
Facts.
Varys is like, "Hell no, nigga. Your daddy and your sister find out I'm lying." Then it's gonna be curtains for a nigga like me. You got protection. I ain't got money. I ain't got no protection. No one weeps for spiders or whores.
That's real shit. That's poetry right there.
Round it out.
Oh man, like, come on. I know you got me. Let's do this. And Varys was like, "I just came by to let a real nigga know." Like,
not Varys.
You on. What you do with that information is your business. I ain't got nothing to do with it from here.
Who said that again?
That damn Varys.
That damn verse.
That damn verse. So
Verse said, "I ain't even invited to the breakfast. What you talking about, Nick?"
You can't even get an egg to go.
The Celestial's hat is like a fucking screen door. Like when she does this shit, like you can't see.
That's right.
That's nice.
Either you in or you out.
Oh God.
So,
Really?
in scene with Vars and Tyrion.
Goddamn Carlton got that nigga net.
He just dropped out and came back.
Hey, nah, fuck y'all. I've been in the goddamn background for like 20 minutes. Fuck y'all. That shit said,
popping up in different spots like whack-a-mole.
You're backstage, nigga.
Finally, the light one had to wait.
God damn.
And passed the paper bag test that time, nigga.
No.
Y'all wrong. Y'all wrong.
No, my brother.
Your ass in that bag.
After we leave that damn verse, we find ourselves at the breakfast.
The breakfast.
At the breakfast. And Tywin passing out presents and shit. He gave Joffrey Dahmer that Valerian sword. Tyrion gave him a book, knowing this nigga don't read. And Joffrey just showed how big of an asshole he was.
Right. Because he did need to read that damn book.
I did want to point out though that some of the characters in that book we're gonna see in House of the Dragon.
Yep.
So I just did want I wanted to point that out. So yeah.
Can I say one quick thing? This is our first time meeting Mace Tyrell. So he's insignificant, but
his
hair.
Yeah, I didn't even remember that nigga, but I remember what you're talking about though. Yeah. Only Maze we acknowledge is Frankie Beverly and
listen.
But
because it's the golden time of day. There you go.
That's right.
Go ahead, CJ, man. Go ahead and take the scene, bro.
So basically, he gives him the book. He gives him the books and everything, and after he gives him the book, he actually says to Tyrion, "Thank you." And it's kind of surprising, a little bit in the way that he says it. But then he immediately proceeds to do Joffrey type shit by maniacally banging against the table with the sword. I think he named the sword Widow's Way. Is that
Widow's Wail?
Okay.
And it was surprising to everybody but Sansa. If you remember how Sansa looked at him when he was thanking Tyrion, she was like, "Nigga, please."
Yeah, it was a weird moment, and so
Joffrey's drip and name swords are immaculate. Like, I mean,
every time
things y'all niggas can't take away from my nigga Joffrey. Okay, I just got to put that out there.
Yeah.
Joffrey's
so
fresh.
that's the essence of this scene. I think Marjorie in this scene, and I think they cut to a little bit to. I don't know if a lady Olenna's in this scene, but Marjorie certainly is looking like fuck. I got to be with this nigga. Like, you know what I mean?
Hey,
like, I'm gonna be stuck with this motherfucker.
She was trying to bring him in all day.
Why she always look like something stank, bro?
Cause she finna be married to that nigga, dog. Like, that's a tough pill to swallow. She gotta watch a booty hole, make sure you don't stick an arrow in it every motherfucking hour. Like, I would probably. Y'all fronted up like he didn't did the shit before. He done did it before. I didn't make that up.
No booty hole is where we was going this evening.
Joffrey, this fucking this podcast, nigga.
Did he?
Nigga, what pornos you been watching?
He needs an air from her before he does that shit. He got to get his air first.
Release this nigga's Pornhub search history immediately.
I'm just saying, man.
Oh my God.
Y'all saw the episode where he made Roz do some diabolical shit.
In this show. Y'all know it was.
But he needs an air. That's what he got Sansa for. He's gonna do Marguerite all right.
Oh, man.
She's stretched out already, so he'll use that little thing.
Oh, hey, one thing I will say though, Marjorie had that goddamn hell aid, baby. Marjorie
I was about to say.
She must
for the wedding.
She would fly. at the
I'm
breakfast.
about to say, I've seen women who look worse.
Her hair looked a mess for the wedding. She looked like one of them white Pentecostal peoples. Excuse me, a 2420 Pentecostal person. That's how her looked for the wedding. But at the breakfast, it was cute.
Yeah, she bought stock in White Rain hairspray for the wedding. That's what that was.
Yeah.
White Rain.
She was straight up handling snakes and hair long with a long blue jean skirt. She was
Lakia Watts in the comments said, "Bruh, Aaron the Buddha hole is crazy." And
that shit is wild.
Who are we talking about here, y'all? We talking about Joffrey. It's true.
Joffrey is not above an arrow to the Buddha hole.
Y'all niggas need to get off Joffrey. I ain't never seen him do that.
I mean,
here you go defending him.
What was the shit he did with? What was the shit he did with Ross?
What was he right?
He shot her 2 times and killed her. Oh, you talking about the first time or the second time?
He just killed her. I don't think he did it.
No, he made.
The first time around, he made Roz beat the other hoe. But
no, he made her sodomize the other hoe.
Big
that's what he did with her.
Big thing.
He made her do something. He made her penetrate her with something.
He made her,
and it was big.
Whoop her ass with.
In that case, give me a fucking arrow, because no.
Not according to CJ. Yeah, according
he
to CJ,
did do that.
How about we don't do
Jamila with me. Jamila with me.
I'm out of town. I'm done with my rounds.
That's right. Buddha hole brown.
So speaking of hoes.
That's a good segue, man. That's a great segue.
It ain't nothing to cut that bitch off. It ain't nothing to cut that bitch off.
But hey, but Larry Young.
It ain't nothing to cut that bitch off.
Take us through this one.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying. They Tyrion finally had to wrap that shit up. Old Varys had finally, Celestial so brilliantly took us through. Varys had dropped that knowledge on Tyrion that, hey man, you about to get us all fucked up in here, really. So he had to go do what he had to do. So he went to cut off, and he tried to do it like the nice way at first, but she was still being shay about that shit, and then talking about where you want me on the counter, on the bed. And I'd have been like, first of all, on the bed. But so then
True.
You're so vanilla.
Hoes, this couple motherfuckers, and told her she had to go. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, really, like, fuck getting shot. Have you ever lost your best throat goat type shit?
Thanks.
My nigga was hurt. I felt that shit.
Still, he didn't have to. He was a little too cold, I think, because he was just.
He had to be. She wasn't listening.
He was trying to be nice. I understand because she wasn't getting the picture, but he didn't have to be like, "Look, hold the money on the dresser."
Yes, he did.
Drive a compressor.
Drive a compressor to wherever the hell you need to go. Braun will take you to the boat.
Sit there, hold the Pentos, man. Take your ass to Pentos, ho. Take your ass to Pentos.
Hey, this is the first time I really got mad at Shay though. Like she was doing too much, man. Like, well, between
I've been telling y'all niggas that fucking
she was doing way too much.
She was
Amanda,
but she was never gonna assimilate. Like she was not gonna be the one, and I mean, he knew that.
Amanda randomly
why he like her
on YouTube made a valid point. She said that Shay called herself a whore for 3 seasons, then got mad when Tyrion said it once.
That girl fell out. You hear me?
She ugly cried, boy. That was an ugly cry. That was an ugly cry.
Ask her, how many men have you been with? 500, 5,000?
I mean, that's not a fucking like inaccurate guesstimation. I don't know what I'm saying.
5,000 body count might be true.
I guess she thought being with one for however long she's been with Tyrion just wiped away everybody else. It don't work like that, man.
It rolls the odometer back.
I think he was really just on her Mariah Mills. That bitch saw her opportunity, and she really didn't want to let that go. Like, what better opportunity than would she have gotten than Tyrion? She wasn't gonna get no higher than that. So that bitch saw that shit slipping through her fingers.
Yeah.
What up, school?
Yeah, that was
you can't make a whore into a housewife.
That's true.
Facts. You cannot.
Real fast.
You can, but she's gonna sleep with all your friends.
But to your point, Jamila, You
It's tough
said
though,
he
losing
didn't
your
have
best
to.
throat though.
Celeste,
You said he didn't have to be so mean. That bitch never listened.
No, but he like how she don't listen. Like,
Yeah, he likes the fight.
right. He like a motherfucker that's not easy to train or or
That
sway.
shit
You know
is-
what I'm saying?
Tyrion told Shay a pipe dream. He had her believe.
Man, you can't spell a housewife without a hoe. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. Tyrion was like, but you're not a hoe.
Just saying.
You my boo.
So,
I got you. I'm put you up in this nice house. You know what I'm saying? So Tyrion,
When the fuck did we get this celestial, dog?
I like it, dog. I mean, you know, I feel like everybody got ready for the wedding tonight, man. I do.
Hey, no,
I feel like
CJ, this has been brewing for weeks though. She has went from I'm gonna tell you who Celestia is in a nutshell, bro, and we'll get back to the episode. Don't be a menace to South Central when they was in the back of the mail truck and he was with an old girl and she was like, you know, I don't drink because I get crazy. And he was like, yeah, girl, get crazy. And she was like, you sure? And he was like, yeah, girl, I want you crazy. And all of a sudden she starts, her head starts spinning around. She was like, all right, motherfucker, your ass is mine. That's where we at now.
Not
when he
Lavita.
hollered.
Not Lavita.
She is Lavita Alizé Jenkins.
Lavita Alizé.
In a Hattinator.
And one of her original. Listen, I like it, man. I like the turn the
Y'all know I'm in
turn
Kentucky. I love the fascinator.
So
you did good. Oh, here we go.
So we leave the hole, okay, and we find ourselves with Stannis in them, and where we at? Dragonstone. We at Dragonstone.
We're at the Dragonstone Beach barbecue.
Dragonstone BBQ is in full swing.
Yes.
So who wanna run us through that? Queen Mother, you look like you want to talk a little shit. Come on.
I always want to talk a little shit, especially to you, darling. But anyway, so Melisandre is pulling some of her Melisandre shit, and she is the catalyst for the Dragonstone Beach barbecue. And who's getting barbecued today? The Queen's brother, Queen Salisa's brother, and two other people. And they are being tried, or they have been tried as infidels because they would not take down their Faith of the Seven stuff. And so Melisandre said there's no place for infidels and they can go on the barbecue. There you go. And as they go into leave the beach, and so Queen Salish, she's batshit crazy. I don't know, batshit, cat shit, rat shit, shit house, all of it. Okay.
Yeah.
She's like, did you see their souls? Yeah. She was like, did you see their souls? They went up in the sky. I saw them. I saw, bitch, you better go take your Ritalin, your lithium, all of that shit. Your Zoloft.
Her own brother. Her own brother. But if you're a male relative of Salisa's, she truly snatches your soul, whether you're a son, an unborn son, or an uncle or brother. Yep. So yeah, she's dangerous.
Well, male or female, hell, she crazy a little bit, but this was a huge foreshadowing of stuff.
Huge.
But,
huge.
So they want to be Melisandre very badly. Like she want to be the Lord's favorite.
That's what it seemed like. It seemed like she going kind of hard with the Lord, like a little bit.
If Stannis was like, suck a pussy, she would have done it. She would have done it.
Wait, goddamn! Say it one more time. Hold up. What was that you said?
What?
If she would have did what?
I didn't quite hear you.
Yeah.
If Stannis would have asked her to do what?
If Stannis would have asked her to suck a pussy, then she would have done
it. Lee. Cyrus, can you push one of them buttons?
It ain't me tonight. I'm trying to stay
on her knees. She would have been on her knees. Wrapping it up like a mango.
If he would have said what that mouth is,
not the mango.
She would have said whatever you like.
Yeah.
And as we leave the beach, you know, the queen is just rambling on about the Lord of Light, and Davos is like, yeah, bitch, whatever, keep walking, keep walking. And they get to dinner, and Stannis is like, you know, the meat is bad or whatever, and she's like, the meat is, you know, Melisandre's like, the meat is fine, and Selysa's like, the meat is fine. Why don't you want fish? And I mean, why don't you have fish? And his wife says, because you hate fish. And
he's right here.
Tell this crazy seagull story. Yeah, it was so weird.
It was something you said about that fish.
The milk is gone
bad. What did
he
say about the fish?
Yeah. Hold up. He was like
the meat has gone bad to do it. He doesn't like fish.
Wait, because this been up here all year. Don't come for my correctness tree. This is my dragon tree. This is correctness.
Y'all ain't shit.
You gonna stop right where you are, sir.
And then she holding that microphone like Fantasia.
I got
She's the wedding singer.
She about to start singing. My baby about to start singing.
Oh God.
My Christmas tree is still up. No, but it's
not Fantasia,
coming
fucking CJ, rumor studded shit.
I'm sorry, 2004.
I'm sorry. We about to get a black show.
Hey, this is what Stannis told our girl. He said, I hate fish, but I suffer it all the same. And it seemed like he was saying that to her directly, like, I hate your ass, but I'm still
your ass, but you the queen, so what I'm gonna do about it?
Right. And it completely went over her head. She started talking about her poor child.
Yeah.
Lady Marmalade looked like she didn't want to be at dinner with neither one of them motherfuckers.
Not Lady Marmalade.
And she didn't. She got done with him.
She was singing it to Celeste.
So we've lost Valerian for the night.
Now he gonna pop back up in another spot like a whack-a-mole. Oh, he really gonna?
I think Celestial hat blocking his signal.
Take a satellite dish off.
Is the glare from the yellow hat is glaring off of his skin.
Queen Mother, you was talking about the meeting with Melisandre and the daughter. I don't know her name. Little Grace.
Yeah. So she pops into Shireen's room after this conversation because Queen Selyse has said she's willful, she's sinful, she doesn't follow directions, and Stannis says, "But you're not gonna beat my child."
Right.
And she's like, "As you wish, my lord." Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
so they decide that Melisandre is supposed to go speak to her about the Lord of Light and whatever else she needs to talk to, and so Melisandre's blowing that bullshit, and Shireen is like,
I don't fuck with you like that.
Yeah. Shireen don't back down at all.
Yeah. No.
I mean, shit.
Not naked.
She got a skeleton on the inside and outside. She tough as fuck. Why would she back down? Ain't nobody gonna touch her. Think about that. Who gonna touch her?
Lady Marmalade
gonna touch her.
At least not with their gloves off anyway.
Lady Marmalade did. She rubbed her face.
Right. She don't care because she's like
that bitch like 800 years old. Ain't she fucking with her?
She done seen all of that before.
So we leave Dragonstone, and we find ourselves in the haunted forest with the unfantastic foe.
Fantastic.
Oh God.
Like, listen, man. I mean, we all know how it is, but I fucking hate Bran, dog. That nigga is the villain. That nigga's the villain.
I really think we could have done without his whole storyline.
I mean, technically, you can't do the story without his storyline.
Right.
You know?
Listen,
he's
man.
kicking off.
This old Jerry Lewis Make-A-Wish
I should have stayed off this motherfucker.
Valerian's about, oh hell no.
Janos Smith Gonzalez killed us all.
I hate God. He's terrible. He is terrible.
Dang, TK.
Listen, man. And then he using Paul Hodor, man, as a goddamn, he's a servant. He ain't even a real person, man.
What else is Hodor good for?
I mean,
Hodor.
Whoa. First off, we ain't gonna throw shots at Hodor, goddamn.
He's good for Hodor.
Hodor.
Good for Hodor.
HDE. Fun fact about Hodor: Bran is so fucking big in the real life actor who plays Bran that Hodor fucked up his back. The actor who played Hodor fucked up his back in the season.
Carrying that motherfucker
He
around.
get workers comp for that.
Because that nigga's like 6 foot tall at this point.
Are you serious?
He's supposed to be like 10 years old. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because if y'all remember, they skip us after this season. They don't go to him for a whole season. Then he comes back and he's looking like he's fucking, an NBA nigga.
Listen, man. He using Paul Hodor dash. He don't tip the nigga or nothing, bro. Nothing.
Samantha's triggered right now.
Bro, this a wild question, bro. I mean, when somebody said what's Hodor good for, somebody posted, dog.
What?
Somebody posted eggplant emoji. 40s with Doris said eggplant emoji.
No, man, because that nigga's gonna be saying Hodor. He's gonna be saying Hodor the whole time. No, sir. No.
Hodor. Just put your earbuds in.
Will you hear it?
I don't care.
Will you hear it?
Right, y'all don't fucking care.
Hodor.
Hodor.
Every thrust. Hodor.
Hodor.
Whose is it? Hodor.
Oh,
This is why we can't have nice things.
I'm not reading that comment, Samantha. No.
I'll read it.
We gotta wait a couple seasons to read that one.
What does it mean?
Gotta wait a couple seasons before we can read that one.
So basically, all we got out of that scene was Bran be warging into his wolf too goddamn much, and
be trying to
Jojen them like, "Hey nigga, you doing too much." You
gonna turn into a goddamn wolf.
Can you imagine being that hungry though?
You still hungry?
That you trying to eat in your dreams or
I was
in your
eating.
warging experience.
No, you wasn't. Then your little cripple ass was right here. You wasn't eating shit, cuz.
Golly.
Go on and eat in your dreams. I don't
These
mind.
niggas is equal opportunity roasters, dog. Tonight,
fact.
everybody getting it.
Man.
Eat then.
Like,
But this is
flamethrower
also the
for
first
that.
time.
But yeah, go ahead, Salish.
No, I was just gonna say this is the first time we get a sense of the fact that Brandon's so powerful he can see past, present, and future all at the same
We
time.
see the vision.
Yeah.
Did y'all catch any of those? Did y'all catch anything in those visions that stood out?
Yeah, I caught a few things this time. Now,
The
The freaking long night.
Y'all see the throne room?
Yeah.
Whether not it's snow or ash. Yeah.
So I see the dragon shadow flying over King Landing.
Yep.
I have a question for the book readers.
Yeah.
Is there any significance in Summer being the one taking him to the weirwood tree? Because they were past the weirwood tree, but Summer stayed at the tree, and then that's when he came back.
I don't think so. None other than that just being the wolf that he was connected to. That was his dire wolf, and that was a wolf that he walked into. So they had a connection. But beyond that, I don't think so.
Okay.
So, the one thing that what's the boy's name? Jojen? Is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
The thing that Jojen says to him is, "If we lose you, we lose everything."
Yeah.
And I'm sure that none of the niggas that watched Game of Thrones was really paying that much attention to that the first time around, you know, because they probably feel how they feel about Bran.
Speaking of Jojen in books, there's something that may have happened to Jojen in the books where that ends up turning back around to where Bran essentially eats Jojen to get powers. But that's something that was left off of the show.
In the book? Yeah, that's a wild.
Bran eats like a paste from
he was really hungry.
Cannibalism?
Yeah, it was like a paste of some sort from the Three-Eyed Raven. And the suspicion is that if you read it, then you can tell somebody may have been killed, aka Jojen, to receive whatever Bran was eating. Yeah. Bran had the ability to kind of access the
in order to get his powers.
I mean, Jojen was eaten in the show, but
yeah, I mean, Jojen had green seeing ability and all that shit, or some form of war. I mean, well, he was a powerful warrior, so
yeah, but yeah, like so I mean, like at this point, looking back at the show again, that's when I realized, okay, they were emphasizing how significant Bran was. They put it in our face to let us know, like, nigga, we lose you, we lose everything. I wasn't paying no attention to that at first.
I mean, I was paying attention, but I just didn't see it going in the direction that it eventually ended up going in. Like where they were taking it right at this point in the show was still very much in line with the book.
Yep.
And then where we end up getting to is where they run out of book source material. So
yeah, true that.
And then they started trying to downsize characters and try to combine characters, and
combining stories. They started swapping motherfuckers out and shit. We gonna get that nigga the story. They go with this nigga. It was wild.
Which means that they were rushing that shit for a while.
Like why are y'all even doing this shit?
Yeah, it became noticeable in season 7 and 8.
Okay, what's the next slide?
So,
that nigga got drilled, boy.
We at the wedding, and look at her face, dogs. It look like something. That annoys me, bro.
Hey man, we're gonna get off Marjorie, bro.
Marjorie was in another good show, man. She was in another good show that was, it wasn't Game of Thrones caliber, but it was pretty good, decent show. It was the Tudors, I think. On Showtime back in the day.
Oh yeah, that sounds like Chronicle Riddick's.
It was good, man.
Not you hating on Riddick.
Hey, listen. The Tudors was a good show. I think it was about like
the Tudors was good.
8 or something like that.
Oh, okay, that's dope. Yeah, man, but Marjorie does look like she's the Joker in the sense.
Even when she calls him to the table.
I gotta sing her down the aisle.
Oh, go on, sing her.
She's your queen to
Hey.
do whatever your highness desire.
Yes.
Yes.
Discretion.
Hey. Good.
She good.
That girl good. That girl good.
Let me just say.
You can find her on the nearest Tom Joyner cruise near you.
Not Tom Joyner. Is he still alive?
Oh, man. That J. Anthony Brown a fool. That's what my mom used to say. That J. Anthony Brown a fool.
Hey, look, y'all ain't get that on no other Game of Thrones show. I promise you that.
None, not now.
We should have dug up Luther.
Luther would be proud, man. Luther would be proud.
So would
his curl curled at that moment.
So
at that moment, right there. His curl.
So would have lived.
So we got the wedding.
Why are you like this?
we got the wedding.
Whitney would have been VCR.
Throw it.
Candace. Throw it and hit him in the head. Throw it and hit him in the head, damn it.
So now we come to a scene. And let me just say, these are probably the two of the best motherfuckers.
I wish they had more scenes together.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. I wish we got more dialogue from them two talking to each other about everything.
Yeah.
The way she dismissed Maze, though.
That shit was funny as hell.
Like, hey, nigga.
She was like swatting at him like, get out of here.
Bruh, it was almost like your mama do you. She like, hey, grown folks is talking.
Right.
Shut your ass down.
Hell
That's
yeah.
exactly.
That's really how she did it.
And
Take
they
us
both
through that
were
for
clean.
me.
Tyler looks good. Tyler looks
Okay,
good.
I got you.
I want to hear you. I want to hear your version.
So these two meet, lock arms, and Olena was like, "What's up, my nigga? What you think about this wedding?" And Tom was like, "This y'all doing the most. Like this too much. Like we got shit we got to do in the realm, and y'all spending money on this dumbass shit." And she was like, "It's appropriate for what we got going on. Like I got the baddest bitch in the realm. You got y'all free. Like it is what it is." Y'all free. So she dismisses her son, and she basically like, "Nigga, you need to say thank you because I funded all this shit." And Tom was like, "Well, bitch, you want a cookie? Like, it's your bitch. Like, what I was supposed to do?" So she was like, "No, nigga, I don't want no cookie, but a thank you will suffice. Like, you got money, you know, coming in hand over foot from the Tyrells. You should be thankful." And she's like, "You got a whole lot of debt out there." And Tom was basically like, "I ain't got no worries. Like, it is what it is. You gonna fund it or you ain't."
Right.
So that was it. That was
Bitch, I got me.
Yeah. And she said, "Oh, nigga, you got worries. The Iron Bank coming for theirs, just like y'all come for y'all, or like y'all pay y'all debts. They coming to get theirs."
Yeah. Tywin was doing a thing called motherfucking lying. That's what that nigga was doing when he said that he's not worried about the Iron Bank. Yeah. Everybody, if a bank is called the Iron Bank, nigga, you better worry about that motherfucker. I know that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They always get their gold back one way or another. They're gonna get their fucking shit back.
One way or another.
Cash.
Hey, Celestial.
Yeah.
Tiffany McNeil in the comments said you need to do stand up.
I'm scared. I can't do it for real.
That hat is too heavy for you to be standing
Well, shit,
up.
if you do it, then wear that motherfucking hat.
Do it in the hat. I mean, you'll
Take
feel
it
a lot
off.
more comfortable.
I got jokes about my hat, man.
You can leave your hat on.
We love the hat. You need to say motherfucking episode.
She really did. She really called Tywin a broke ass nigga a little bit though.
Yeah, she did.
Like a little bit. She like, with your broke
Hey,
ass.
really? Listen, Olena was really with the shit for this whole wedding, and we know why.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Even before the wedding, y'all notice how the camera focused on her when they said that basically, you know, any hating ass nigga who don't think they should be married, speak now forever. Hold your peace.
Yes, I saw that.
They pointed right to that bitch.
Yep.
And she was like,
And I don't know if it was we at the breakfast or if it was now this scene, but when she talks about Sansa, she's like, "Who would kill somebody at their own wedding?" Months.
Yeah, that's next.
We gonna get there. We gonna get there. We gonna get. But
yeah,
it was definitely so a lot of camera foreshadowing in this shit though.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it. Are we there? Are we already there? Okay, well, shit.
We had Bron and
Well, first,
it was
Bron,
a lot of pay.
Bron confirmed that Shay was gone.
Yeah, that was a little quick scene.
And said somebody would follow him and shit. Then Padre was looking at the pussy poppers.
Goddamn.
He said, "Mary's not."
That's crazy.
He like, I ain't never seen nothing like that before.
Hey, Pod.
You know,
Hey, Pod.
I'm glad y'all got this shot right here. That's a good shot. That's the perfect shot for.
It's the perfect shot,
bro. It took me days to find that motherfucker, bro.
and I'm going. I'm gonna wait on it, but it's something in the book that I'm gonna reference. Yeah. But that's a good shot.
Shout out to Oberyn. When this nigga walks in, this nigga says hello, and Tyrion's like, "Hello." Oberyn's like, "Not you." And he goes immediately to the motherfucking stretching.
Right.
Her fucking legs wide the fuck open. I was like, my nigga keeps it 100.
Yeah, that nigga Oberyn wild, bro. He
Oberyn was wilding at the whole motherfucking wedding.
Yeah.
Oberyn made Tywin go 0 for 2 in the little mini battles in this wedding. He got his first L when we just talked about with Olenna, but when they had the conversation with Tywin and Cersei,
man, that's why the dialogue was so good in this one, man.
Oberyn took on both of them niggas. Oberyn took on both of them niggas.
But the way Tywin was eyeing his girl, though, then his face changed real quick when Oberyn started talking shit.
TK, can you put that deal back up for that one? For that?
Yeah.
The slide before. With
with Lords.
With Olenna and Sansa.
Because we're finna get in there, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, with the necklace.
So Celeste, you were about to talk about that, so you should,
I was just gonna say, did y'all pick up how Lady Olenna sounded a little bit like she was Geechee Gullah? She said a word.
She said,
"Yeah, you picked it up."
I sure wrote that shit down.
I said, "Wait a minute, Lady."
I wrote that shit down.
Wait, what did she say?
Some of this food I paid for.
Let me go eat some of this food I paid for.
Right.
Oh yeah, I saw that shit. Yeah, I mean,
right. That's why I said she was at the wedding with all the bullshit.
I said, damn, I sure wrote that shit down.
And the camera work was amazing right before she gets to Sansa, when she walks past Joffrey, and Joffrey is just like looking as if he's in this fucking deep thought state of mind. We all know this nigga's just thinking a way to fuck up something, right? He's just thinking, he's just like bored and thinking of a way to fuck with somebody. And he briefly, momentarily fucks with the band who was playing another version of Raise the Cashmere. I mean, as if we ain't heard that.
They got tired of that shit, threw that money at that. Hey, man,
get these brokies off my fucking stage. So, man, that was amazing camera work. Olenna walked right past them, and there wasn't really much sound in the background except for the fucking except for that rendition of Reigns.
That shit was horrible too. Like them niggas was fucking horrible. I'm glad y'all got rid of that.
Yeah.
Carl,
it was like a funeral fucking version of it. I'm like, nigga, we got a wedding. Play some goddamn fucking.
That shit was
play some Pound Town.
The first time around, like I didn't appreciate the significance of this scene, but obviously, in hindsight, it's an incredibly significant scene. But as she walks, as Leslie was stating, she walks towards Sansa, and as she's walking to her, she begins extending her condolences to Sansa for the death of Robb and pretty much her family. She then says to her, war is war, but killing a man at a wedding, what type of monster would do such a thing? And then she strokes Sansa's face and the necklace that Sansa is wearing that the man in the I guess
Sir Donta. Yeah.
Thank you. Gave to her. And then she says that as if men need more reason to fear marriage. And then she smiles at him and smiles at Sansa, and this is the first time that Sansa actually smiles in a long time, probably since we've seen, since Robb's, since her whole family's death, pretty much.
Yeah.
And get into that, because I know some of y'all have a deeper analysis of that.
So I want to say best actress in a wedding scene goes to Lady Olenna Tyrell, because she played the hot ass mess out of this thing. She played this shit so cold. She, as the mistress of conspiracies, she played this shit so cold the whole time. She put herself in different places to be seen, talking to Sansa, and so that people would see her moving around. And was she moving around? What was she doing when she was moving around? How was she moving around? You got to track her movements. You got to know where she is. So don't think she ain't playing the long game, because she, has already talked to Magic Marjorie about how she wants to try to control Joffrey, and is she really going to be able to control Joffrey? And of course, after the wedding breakfast, the answer is hell no. But things have already been, so just like Tywin and his letters, Olenna has put things in motion, and we are here at the wedding day, and food is paid for, and she got to go ate some of the food that she paid for. And I'm gonna let somebody else take it.
I'll take it from here. I'll take it from here.
Okay,
My part with Olenna, this is to me the first time that anybody has treated Sansa like her handmaiden did. I can't remember the handmaiden's name, but this is like the first mothering that Sansa has had since the handmaiden. So she's finally getting some humanity from somebody who actually feels sorry for her and can communicate that to her well without being scared of what Joffrey's going to say. So
I think what she said to Sansa was she was telling Sansa straight up, like, I can tell what's going through your head. If you could, you'd kill him yourself right now, but you don't have to be the monster.
Yeah,
somebody else gonna handle that for you. That's what I saw when she went up to her and said what she said about, what kind of monster, would do that. But because she could probably tell Sansa of everybody here probably wants to get at this nigga throat right now. But she kind of did that to put her, at ease, I think.
Doesn't she also invite Sansa to Highgarden? She like, maybe your man can sell some shoes and a mule with his broke ass, and y'all can come to Highgarden so you can see the world.
Oh, she knew that shit went by that.
She was like, now that there's peace in the world, you should come to Highgarden. And like, I guess, I feel like they set shit up so beautifully for way further down the road than sometimes we can imagine. That to the point that when you go back, like, and during the rewatch, like you say, oh, they didn't just make that shit up as they went. At least at that point they didn't. Like, they really had a game plan together, and a lot of the subtle things that you probably missed the first time or the second time you watch it, when you watch them intently for the details that like Leslie and Carlton often highlight, you really see like they gave it to you, and you can see exactly when the shit went down. You can see I know when something wasn't in that cup and when something was when something went in that cup this time around versus the last time. But I know
I'll tell you what, boy, Lady Lizzo would have destroyed this fucking wedding food.
God damn it.
Big Waldo would have that bitch.
What you talking about?
They wouldn't have got
boy,
Big
y'all
Waldo.
wow, bro.
So, CJ, I have to
Big Waldo
disagree
up out of
with you. CJ, I have to disagree with you. I don't think it was in the wine, or I think. Okay, let me break it down. I think part of it was in the wine, and the other part was in the pie, the singular pie that Marjorie fed him.
Okay.
And as he drank more wine, it made it worse.
Okay.
Who we talking about? Y'all?
I could have swore when Marjorie had that cup in her hand, I saw her real quick roofie that like go back and watch it. You'll see like it was a real quick slice.
It sound like we're getting too far.
we too far ahead.
Sound like y'all niggas ahead of yourselves.
we gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
You still ain't got the fucking Marjorie having her Maria Antoinette fucking have their cake and eat it too, and talk about giving the brokies the fucking leftover foods, and Cersei saying, "Fuck that bitch, I'm not giving them shit." And then she fucking tells Maester Pycelle, nigga, you better obey me.
Wait. Before you even get there on Pycelle, why his old perv ass was scheming on the bitch?
R. Kelly.
Oh, right. Oh, man. Come on, man.
You're talking about Pycelle, right? Pycelle out this fucking wedding right now, Pycelle, before I beat your ass.
Oh, you know Pycelle about that.
Pycelle giving out pap smears as wedding gifts.
Listen.
Hey, I'd have been like, Pycelle, don't piss me the fuck off today. Boy, I will beat your ass. Get the fuck out of here.
You know
I would have let this old ass. I want to slap the shit out of Pycelle.
Hey, y'all still way ahead, man. Can we just talk about?
Oh, my bad. I just went. Yeah, my bad.
Can we just talk about?
No, we're not ahead because the fucking
Loris.
Jamie telling Loris that's his pussy.
Hold on. Before that, Loris was making eyes at Oberyn.
Yeah, Oberyn. Yeah, them niggas was freaking dog at the table. That nigga Oberyn was looking at Loris like, "What's happening? What's up?"
And Loris punk ass was looking at like, "Okay, bitch."
It was the leftovers, then Cersei, then it was the Oberyn.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, was the leftovers after that?
No, it was the leftovers before all that shit.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It was the battle of the leftovers before all that.
Yeah.
When Marjorie makes her
When Marjorie told the motherfuckers give the brokies the leftovers, and Cersei said, "Fuck that bitch."
Not the broke.
And then now it's the
Cersei didn't. That's not when she break it up though. It's later.
She breaks up a little later.
yeah, okay, well, yeah, she breaks it up later, but Marjorie says, "Give the people leftovers."
Yeah.
Marjorie's being Marjorie.
Marjorie said, "Give the fucking food to the broke folks," and then Oberyn and Laura's gay ass was out fucking, and then Jamie told Laura, "Leave my sister pussy alone," and Laura was like, "I really don't even want your sister pussy. I like boy pussy." And then he was like, "You're not gonna get to marry this person's pussy either." You know.
And by the way, hardly any of this shit actually happens in the books.
Really?
Yeah.
And why did they put that? Because it was like Jamie and Cersei was both out there on cock block missions.
Yeah.
Like, why would they?
artistic liberties.
Yeah. Well, Jamie wasn't even at the wedding.
Really?
In the books. Yeah. No, he wasn't at the wedding.
Wow. I'm just glad he took a bath.
Yeah.
So they took some artistic liberties with
No, I mean, like, but it was the better for it because all these little mini battles happening before the actual
big
shit happens. This is the best part of the show. I mean,
wait, one thing that I just noticed just from this picture, look at Pod.
Everybody else.
Of course, your ass would notice Pod.
Of course, you would notice fucking Pod.
Of course, you would fucking notice Pod. Where that nigga at? Oh, there you go.
It's
God damn.
So where that nigga at? Oh, there you go, right there.
I really like the way they played Jamie and Loris's conversation against Cersei and Brienne, and I actually wrote these two are sick. But it was the way, first of all, Cersei already is a motherfucker. But it was the way when Cersei was like, "Oh, I know you're grateful. I know you're happy to be back, and thank you for bringing Jamie back." And Brienne was like, "Well, actually, he saved my life more than."
Really?
And it was like a switch. And Cersei said, "Bitch, what?
You do?
Yep.
You don't
so
say."
I wrote this shit down too, Celestial.
Jamie did what? Because Jamie ain't told me shit about saving your ass. Like, what y'all two got going on? And she was like, "You love him?" Because if you do, you
can have it on one hand now if you want him.
Yeah, she didn't answer. She didn't answer.
I mean, but the scene in that whole little scene was when Jamie looked at the motherfuckers. It was like, oh fuck. It's like your baby mama talking to your future baby mama. Like, God damn it.
It was
and
Jamie.
Both of their ass look right at fucking Jamie.
Yep. That nigga.
They did. And Jamie was looking like what?
Been there before.
Jamie was looking like what the fuck I do, like what I did.
Man, I ain't got but one hand. I can't do shit.
Like I ain't even did shit.
So damn bold because Brienne stand like 2.5 feet over her. She still looks like she ready to square up.
Cersei don't give a fuck. Cersei will challenge every man out there. Cersei ain't scared of damn man out there. She definitely ain't scared of Brienne.
She really came to Brienne as a woman, though, man.
Barbara.
That go hand on his arm. I bought that.
I spent the better part of an afternoon on that hand.
I think in both of those exchanges, though, in the exchange with Jamie and Lars and the exchange with Cersei and Brienne, Lars got the best of all them motherfuckers when he told Jamie, "Shit, you ain't gonna marry that bitch either." He patted that nigga on the shoulder and walked off.
Walked the fuck off.
Big Scammy said she caught that because I'm willing to fight for that. I'm willing to die about that dick. You ready?
That nigga Lars looked at Jamie and said, "I bet you can't do this."
Golly.
This the nigga they find though.
Go along my
god. Oh my god, nigga.
Jamie got the
That's who they find though.
Trinidad Jamie.
Interestingly,
Trinidad Jamie.
Fun fact, I negotiated the contract for that song.
Oh,
really?
nice.
In another life. Yeah.
Don't believe me? Just watch.
Yeah.
Pop milk, Poppy, I'm sweating. Woo!
Oh shit, that's a hilarious slide.
Like if you've known CJ enough, you know that.
Absolutely. I got to let you know that.
That nigga tweeted out a couple times.
Got to let you know that.
You gotta let these niggas know.
Where scene are we on?
So now we're going to
Cersei and Pycelle.
yeah.
Well,
Oh,
Aura.
It's a good thing.
You annoy me, right?
Pycelle.
Our
Who-
Pycelle, she
Queen-
pulled up on Pycelle about to molest a child.
Man,
Right.
man.
That nigga
Talking
wild.
about
Bro.
come to his damn chambers. Talking about
All
come
right.
to his
Personally-
fucking chambers for inspection.
He said he'll personally inspect it.
She said,
Man, I bet you will.
But let me ask y'all a question real quick. How much of when it comes to Marjorie and this fucking and her political whatever that she tries to do, how much of it do y'all think is her being a politician versus her being genuine? As far as
100%.
100% politician?
I would say 90-10.
Ain't shit. Marjorie ain't genuine.
Marjorie is very calculated.
There is nothing
Marjorie,
genuine
I
about
think she's
Marjorie
been on a
Tyrell.
mission.
She is the granddaughter of Olenna. She has been taught and raised and fucking made to be this, and she plays the part extremely well.
I
I
agree.
still say
they're
90.
generally better people than the Lannisters. So to
Yeah,
a
I
degree,
think that's what
some of that is just
I
genuine.
think she's trying to protect her own ass at some
I
point,
still
though.
say
Like, it's like,
90-10 because she stepped in boo boo.
yeah.
90-10.
Don't give a shit. Mm-mm.
Politicians do, man. You know, some politicians
I mean-
step in boo, others go to fucking,
I
I
think
would
it's,
be her friend on
others
purpose.
go to fucking.
I think it's political, but it
So
like it's
this
coming from a better place.
This is the same Marjorie Tyrell that was in a bed with a gay nigga that was
I knew
willing to
you was
let her
gonna go
brother
there.
willing to let her brother come lay in the bed with them to start the process just so
Okay,
they can make a baby.
You're
Oh, yeah.
right. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
She willing to get down for her crown. Literally, she willing to get down for her crown. But at the same time, I do think that they still are better people than the Lannisters.
Than the Lannisters.
I mean, yeah,
willing-
quite better.
listen,
they're willing to-
CJ,
That
yeah.
sounds grammatically
in
incorrect.
in the book, she married a toddler, bro.
Who?
A toddler.
Who, Marjorie?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
it's
like,
about fucking
Tom-
Tommen.
Tommen.
Like a 3-year-old?
I mean,
Well, I mean, he young as fuck. He's like 7, 8, some
I
shit
mean-
like
I'm
that.
sure she didn't hunch him.
I mean, but she
Well,
was
in the show, she
control
fucked
them. That's something different.
No.
Like, you know,
Goddamn
Oh,
pedo.
yeah.
I mean,
Oh, well, maybe
I think
she's
she-
nasty a
I
little
think
bit.
I think
But,
she's willing
I mean,
to do anything, but I think that the way that she wants to rule or be a part of the ruling, she wants to do it differently than the way Joffrey does it.
Well, yeah,
Like,
but
I mean-
that's
She
what
lets her
saying, like, you
proclivities
can-
for gay men and children get in the way.
Well, I
I
think
think
it's, I
that's
think
fair.
it's, I mean, I think there would be queens who would be willing to rule or allow, be okay with Joffrey ruling in the manner in which he rules. I think that when she does stuff like try to stop him from insulting Tyrion or, making a fool of him in public, that even in that moment, like, she's really trying to stop the smoke from coming to Tyrion. Like, I don't think it's.
But I think that's because that's her role. I think
Yeah.
that's because she's been trained to be that. I don't think that's like, oh, my genuine heart is crying out for Tyrion. I think her role is that I have to be this benevolent queen. So right now I'm surrounded by
I'm not
all
gonna
these
let this
people.
motherfucker
I
make
have
me
to
look
I have
bad.
to continuously play this role. Marjorie can't afford to break character. If she
How many
breaks
people have you
character,
seen?
That's it.
How many people have you seen correct Joffrey without it there being consequences attached to it? And
But she know
does
how
it.
to finesse that nigga though.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's
But
right.
what I'm saying is,
Yeah,
what I'm
vagina.
saying is that there's something to that though. Like, there's a significance to her
Marguerite.
being able to.
I'm
do
gonna say,
but-
let me say this.
Yeah, that's her role. That's what she's been trained to do.
I'm gonna say this too. I think the only difference between the two, and the reason we
You
can
can't see
say
it.
the Tyrells are better than the Lannisters, the Tyrells have the money, but they don't have the station.
Yeah.
If they had the station, they would probably be just as ruthless.
That's a
Well,
that's a good
I mean,
point,
well, what
Hannah
type of
Michelle.
monster kills someone at a wedding?
the ruthless kind.
I mean, but that's the other thing, right? Like
that's just one ruthless.
Even with
Lannisters have 6 ruthless ones.
Sure. All ruthless.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I rather know who I'm dealing with. With the Lannisters, you know exactly who you get. With the Tyrells, them niggas devious. So take that for what it's worth. Fuck them niggas.
To answer your question, CJ, about Marjorie, I'm gonna hit you with a legendary Ronnie Ho quote from Players Club, and this is what she lived by. You got to use what you got to get what you want, and stop messing with this motherfucking chump change.
That's real.
And that's what Marjorie doing.
She was still kind of out of her depths, I think, because she really did think she could like keep somebody like Joffrey under control. Like I think she really did believe that, and I guess it's fortunate that his fate was what it was, because I think she wouldn't have been able to keep up with that for too long. Not dealing with him.
Thank you, because that's what I mean. Like if the person who wound up doing whatever they did thought that she could keep up with that, or thought that she could do what she was trained to do to that extent, like literally keep that motherfucker in line, I don't think this episode.
But that ain't what she was trained to do. She wasn't trained, or she wasn't there to keep him in line or control Joffrey. That was never her aim or her intention. Her intention was to fit in and be within that role that she was. It was never about controlling him or keeping him.
But not necessarily controlling. I don't mean controlling like manipulating to try to seize the power from the Lannisters or anything like that. What I mean
I'm
is,
just saying, I don't think that
she thought she could be a positive influence for him.
She thought she could survive the shit. And I don't know that she would have. Is what I'm saying.
I
don't think that's what I'm saying. Like you're in danger, girl.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm
saying.
But she was in more danger from everybody else than fucking Joffrey. She was in more danger, obviously, from Joffrey's mother than she was from Joffrey. Joffrey wasn't a problem when it came to Marjorie.
That's true.
Not yet.
True.
When the fuck is gonna happen?
Overall plan.
Don't you mean not yet?
They didn't know you was gonna die.
It ain't gonna happen tomorrow. The nigga dead now.
What came over?
Didn't nobody but maybe one or two people. One or two people at most.
I have to holler Velveteen to get some attention.
My bad.
So I think the overall plan really started to be manipulated or formulated when Sansa sat down in the garden with Olenna and Marjorie. And Olenna was like, "You can tell us the truth, child." And Sansa said, "He's a monster," and just spilled it all out. Mm-hmm. That was probably the first time, one of the first few times at that point, someone had been human to her and asked her how she was and what was really going on. So that's the seed that started all of this to get to this episode. And that was what, in season 2 or the beginning of 3?
When she asked that was 3.
When yeah. So yeah, when she told Olenna the truth, them wheels was spinning. She was like, okay, I got to get, I can't let my granddaughter go down like this because she's not going to be able to handle this. We got to fix this. I'm going to do what I need to do the way I need to do it. And she did, and she is, and it's done.
So, hey, on a sidebar, Leslie, the Supreme COVID wants to know what your screen name is.
Oh, shit. What is it? Fucking.
Leslie, you look fatigued.
Oh, Nick swam fast.
Nigga swam faster than Jamie running to Joffrey. Nigga in Montgomery. That's what it is.
Montgomery swim team came through.
Man, they came through, bro. That's a t-shirt.
Oh my God.
We here? Is this where we are?
Did we skip Oberyn and
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Tyler
definitely
making eyes at.
Yeah.
What's her name?
This is a good scene. Leslie, you want to break down this thing? Leslie, you want to jump into that? You want to jump into this scene?
So this is when, like I was saying earlier, Tywin goes over to when Oberyn essentially battles him and Cersei at the same time. And one of the things that he well, first off, he keeps referring to Cersei as former Queen Regent, right? Just to sort of stick it into
dig
knife into her. And this nigga says Tywin, because obviously there's bad blood between these two, because Oberyn blames Tywin for the death of his sister and her children proxy through the hands of the Mountain. And so the exact quote, because this shit was so fucking just filled with so much venom, no pun. In some places, highborn frown upon those of low birth. In other places, the rape and murder of women and children is considered distasteful. What a fortunate thing for you, former Queen Regent. He was looking at Cersei at the time, that your daughter Marcella has been sent to live in the latter sort of places.
Right.
Yeah.
That's where you sent your baby.
But with that, he was cooking both of these niggas.
Oh, right? He was cooking.
He cooked them.
Yeah.
It ain't been a lot of people to cook Tywin or Cersei,
especially at the same time.
He cooked them both at the same damn time.
Wait, this is my favorite part. Tywin talking about, oh, I heard your brother got the gout. And was like, yeah, they call it the rich man's disease. That's probably why you ain't got it. Like, I was like, oh, damn.
So by this time, you start to see the spread is people spreading the seeds that Tywin, the gold mines have fucking ran out. Right. Yeah. This is something that is revealed later on in the show. But the Lannisters are essentially broke, in a relative sort of sense. Obviously, they still got the kingdom, the credit of the throne behind them, but yeah.
But them debts starting to add up though.
Yep.
Yeah.
On the Lannisters who always pay their shit.
Yep.
Always pay that debt.
So after that, Joffrey stands his motherfucking ass up to talk about how a royal wedding is not about amusement. It's time to contemplate history.
Pete Joffrey.
And he then presents the skit.
Literally, Pete.
Right? He presents the skit of the Five Kings skit, which is the book that Tyrion gave him, right? Earlier. It's about the book that Tyrion gave him earlier. And Carlton, can you talk about what's depicted in this scene?
It's not about that book. That book is something separate, but this is about the literal
War of the Five Kings.
Yes, the battle that had taken place between. He included himself, like, nigga, you didn't fight nobody, first of all. But Balon Greyjoy, who had tried to take over the North in Rob's absence. Rob, who else was in this motherfucker?
Renly.
Yeah.
Rob
Stark. How the fuck I left Renly out of that shit?
Yeah, Stannis.
So
Rob Stark.
He has these dwarfs to play out this scene, of course, of this War of the Five Kings, which he finds absolutely hilarious. But what I loved about the scene was the fact that they did excellent camera work going around and showing all the different facial expressions, capturing all the emotions of everybody involved. I thought that was really dope. You could see, of course, like I said, Joffrey motherfucking ass was just like tickled on his side, spitting his drink out, spitting his wine out and shit. It was funny because Tywin ass was amused, but Tywin, being who he is, didn't want to I didn't think he wanted to visibly be seen laughing or smiling, but you can kind of see he was also amused by the shit. Cersei thought the shit was funny. Tyrion was fucking visibly disgusted. Marjorie was visibly disgusted. So
that damn Varys was visibly disgusted too.
Yeah, Varys was
quick question though.
About the shit.
Quick question. Why they had Renly ass out, bro?
They did.
What you mean?
Lord really had his ass out. Shit.
Hey, why them niggas had Stannis riding around on Melisandre?
Fucking Melisandre.
Right.
That's crazy.
Because that's what he did.
I said, damn.
No, but Renly's riding on Loras.
Yes, he is riding Loras.
That is wild.
Hey,
I didn't know that until this rewatch.
I didn't know who that was supposed to be.
The obvious
Joffrey Wild.
Hello? What happened? Damn. Did that nigga freeze?
Yeah.
Did everybody freeze? That nigga froze, bro. Look at this nigga. Hold on. That nigga is.
Oh my God.
That nigga is. God, that nigga is White Walker froze. But so
Same color, so
look at I finna hold on.
Came back, froze.
Oh, there he is. He back. So
Beige Walker.
I mean, like, obviously, I think Joffrey was Beige Walker.
God damn.
Obviously, Joffrey was taking a dig at his uncle by taking several dwarves and using them as the characters in this, in addition to, playing it out in front of, Sansa seeing her brother killed in effigy with this play and everything, and so
that was very much intentional. That was very much intentional from Joffrey.
Can I say one thing about it? Balon's dwarf had his exact same hair. It was thinning. He looked just like Balon. I was like, oh my God.
Balon was the first one to go down too. His little weak ass. He was the first one to get killed, even in the goddamn play. God damn, Balon, you a bitch in the
like,
play.
make sure they get paid after this because he knew the boy wasn't paying them nothing.
He was humiliated. Tyrion was like humiliated, not for himself, but for them. Like,
and what does he do? What does he do because of the humiliation?
Yeah, that's what I think. That's what JC was just saying, that he made sure that they were all paid. 20 gold dragons a piece.
I mean, and is that pretty significant considering like, these niggas broke?
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, because them niggas probably, if they were even paid or were going to be paid by Joffrey for this shit, it probably would have been in like coppers. So
yeah.
But
if that nigga planned on paying
no damn leftovers.
I guess it was a slight way for Tyrion to get back at him too.
But the reason why I was talking about how this was peak Joffrey is because this is the absolute, like, one of the first times in Joffrey's life that we're in a public setting and nobody can check him. Nobody, not even Tywin, right? Tywin tries to check him tries to check him at brunch. You remember when Tyrion gave him the book, but soon after Joffrey was like, nigga, I'm in front of everybody. Fuck that. And so
give me that sword, bitch.
Right. Yeah. And this continues to build up. Within Joffrey's psyche, I believe, right? And he was like kind of gearing up to where he was like, I'm going to make a public spectacle out of this and be on my nigga shit because I can, and nobody can say anything to me.
He was.
Let's go to let's get right into the spectacle that was made and how he transitioned from the play with the dwarves to the insulting his uncle and incorporating his uncle into it. Who wants to jump into that? Anyone can take that one.
No, well, so what first happened, right, was that Joffrey was first saying, surely nobody here wants to challenge my reign, and then he calls out Tyrion personally, right? And so in that moment, Tyrion had one of two options: walk away or be on his nigga shit. And he chose unmitigated nigga shit.
Talk to him about it.
The exact quote was, "One taste of combat was enough for me, your grace. Is enough for me, your grace. I would like to keep what remains of my face. I think you should fight him. This was but a poor imitation of your own bravery on the battlefield. I speak as a first-hand witness. Climb down from the heights of the table with your new Valyrian sword and show everyone how a true king wins his throne. Be careful, though. This one is clearly mad with lust. It would be a tragedy for the king to lose his virtue hours before his wedding night. Be careful of the dwarf who may fuck you in the ass."
Man. Right. Right.
Like, how he did it last time. Go show him.
Listen.
So the fact that, so then after that, the whales, the wheels just fucking fall off, and Joffrey is just completely incensed. And this is something that Jack Gleason, the person who plays Joffrey, does such a great job with his acting. And this is something that we pointed out before in the small council, but when Tyrion says this, everyone is just looking around like it's almost like fucking daddy hit mama at the dinner table when he found out the food was cold, right? Like niggas are just looking around looking crazy. Like, nigga, he's talking to you. And Jack Gleason is just looking around like, and that makes him even more insist because this is supposed to be his crowning achievement, and yet he is still getting cooked by fucking Tyrion. Right. Private or in public. And so this is when he just turns into a full raging bully. And obviously at this point, even though you know what, I don't want to get ahead of myself.
I feel like it's a good place to continue talking about.
Yeah, I was gonna say you on track.
But I was just saying it was more about Olenna than anything. Because Olenna hadn't officially poisoned or dropped the poison off in the cup yet. But I think that around this time, even though the plan had already been put in motion and was set in place, this was for sure that Olenna knew that he
like this is my moment.
I think that Tywin knew it from a certain degree too, that eventually this nigga was going to be too much to control.
Like I mean he was wild enough. Go ahead.
Do you think Olenna counted on them being able to blame it on Tyrion or blame it on somebody that quickly?
Yes, because the only reason I say that is because Littlefinger took Sansa, right? And this was a Littlefinger in Olenna plan, obviously. Sansa wanted to get Tyrion out of the way. So Littlefinger wanted to get Tyrion out of the way to get to Sansa.
So he could take Sansa.
So this was all like kind of in the and obviously it would he's the one to blame anyway. And
I was about to say Littlefinger's the one who brokered the deal with Marjorie, right? With Joffrey.
Yes.
Like to marry
right.
Joffrey.
Yeah, in a sense, when they went to right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So at this point the chaos is taking place. He done poured liquor on the man's head. He then tells him, I want you to be my cupbearer. You're gonna be my cupbearer for the rest of the night. I'm not jumping ahead.
No.
Okay.
No.
So he then picks up his cup he drops his cup and makes him pick it up. Is that right? And he does this several times until the cup eventually rolls under the table. And as this is going on, everybody is clearly uncomfortable. The wedding gets kind of silent as they watch this standoff between Joffrey and Tyrion, where he's telling him basically to kneel before him. And again, as Leslie highlighted, Tyrion has chosen the nigga shit route. Like if we gonna do this, then fuck it, let's do it. And he does not kneel. And so as the tension grows, Marjorie intercedes and says, "Oh look, the pie!" Right? So jump in from there, Celeste.
So Marjorie's all excited. Oh, Celeste or Celestial?
No, Celeste. You
unmitigated gall.
She just didn't hear the rest of them because they had,
no hat.
Sound waves are kind of.
So Marjorie makes no hat. Okay, Marjorie makes a weird ass face, and it's like, come on.
Oh, look, the pie.
Oh, look, it's the pie. And what?
He handed her that cup, and I think she was the one that delivered the whatchamacallit.
Well,
Sansa picked it up off the ground.
When they pick it up off the ground, what happens?
She picked it up off the ground, gave it to Tyrion. Tyrion gave it to LeBoy, and LeBoy handed it to Marjorie, and that's when I saw her hand the thing.
And when Marjorie put the hand, how close did she put? Where did she put the cup?
She put it on the table, didn't she?
She set it down somewhere behind her because it was pie time.
Yeah, it was pie time.
She sat it down by her mom. Like, where was her mama?
Olenna was farther away from it. Like she was at a separate table.
That's what I'm saying. Olenna
was at the mother's table. She had her own table.
Gave it to Marjorie to do.
But when she set that cup down, she set it down in the vicinity or proximity of
Olenna.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's when she dropped off the poison. It wasn't.
Okay.
I mean, this was
It was during the pigeon pie where they were eating cake and blood.
As the pie was coming.
Cake
oh shit, my bad. I shouldn't have turned there yet. And as that shit went down, we got one of the most glorious moments. Hold on, this deserves. Can I?
Oh no, not the zoom in.
I'm happy to see it.
I was zoomed in on that.
one of the most glorious,
question.
one of the most glorious moments in TV history.
Yes.
Right here.
Yeah,
he takes the cup and starts drinking it, and he starts to choke, and everybody's moving like super slow. And Marjorie's like, he's choking. And I'm like,
somebody help him.
Yeah.
Help this boy, her face ass.
Whoever smelt it, dealt it. Whoever smelt it, dealt it. And they first. And here comes Jamie.
With that fucking hand. What you gonna do? You can't even do the fucking Heimlich.
I don't think the Heimlich was invented yet. That nigga was gonna get a good pat on the back with a gold hand. He was gonna get patted on the back with a
Heimlich, goddamn chest compression, none of that shit.
Yeah, that nigga was choking on.
What got me was the immediate. Cersei cried for like a half a second and then immediately turned to anger to Tyrion. It's like, girl.
It's like a Shakespearean.
And why the fuck would he pick that goddamn cup up? Like, why in the fuck would you go your fuck ass up on that stage and pick up that goddamn cup?
I mean, he was the cup bearer.
Joffrey said, "You my cup bearer." And that's, everybody has to understand it. It was his job to make sure that cup was safe.
Right.
Like, he didn't even have to pick it up. Like, people would have automatically looked at him as like prime suspect.
Right. But
damn it.
Leave it to Tyrion to be extra.
The fuck
right. Well, let me pick it up and
that's like picking up the fucking somebody just got shot. Let me pick up the gun. The fuck?
Oh, this just killed someone. Let me handle it.
But and that's the unmitigated gall of Olenna to call for help, and she knew.
Listen.
Oh, she did. She was like, "Someone help the poor boy.
Help the poor boy."
That motherfucker.
She did make sure to say all the right things and be in all the right places
honestly,
to not look like a suspect.
If anybody knew to scream for some help for that nigga, it was Olenna.
Yeah,
because she knew long before anybody. She knew long before anybody else that nigga was finna die.
And she also knew that help would not help.
Oh, yeah.
All right, like so when y'all originally watched this, the first time y'all watched this, who did y'all think killed?
No clue.
Did y'all have like an idea?
I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure.
I had the slightest idea. I thought it was okay. I say this. I thought it was in the pie. I thought whatever had happened, I thought he ate the pie. And I thought somebody had either poisoned the pie or that nigga had bit a fucking, because he cut them pigeons up and they put the camera like directly on it to show the dead pigeon. So I was like, did the nigga choke on a fucking pigeon bone or feather or some shit? But I thought it was the pie. I didn't know who. I didn't have any inclination of like who might have done it, but I was like, something happened with this fucking pie.
Right.
It could have been anybody other than Cersei. Like, it literally could have been anybody. Anytime. Like, I think
Oberyn. It could have been.
I was thinking about Oberyn and Tywin.
At first, I thought it could have been Varys because he, is spiders and all the things that he knows here and there. So I thought it was Varys because Varys will be like blah blah blah, and then stand there like, I didn't do nothing. I didn't see.
Yeah, but we hadn't seen him pull off anything of this magnitude, at least up until this point.
I wasn't.
But he's always for the realm. He's always for the realm. And Joffrey was not good for the realm. Joffrey.
Joffrey.
Yes.
Joffrey was not good for the realm.
As one of the greener watchers, like I would say that at that time initially, I thought all of the Lannisters' enemies were dead, like except for the ones that were so far away that they were not yet, actual enemies. And so I wasn't really sure who. I thought everybody in the realm, everybody in King's Landing would have wanted Joffrey dead. They also broke pattern. Like up until this point, we hadn't seen like a death of this magnitude this early. It was always like episode 9. Yeah. So we hadn't seen something of this magnitude happen this early in the season before in Game of Thrones. It's like, this is episode 2, nigga. Joffrey just died. Like they had to give us that though. I feel like they gave us that. I feel like they knew we needed it. Like it was
after
the Red Wedding
down of what was going on in the book. It was in the book. This was where it happened.
Right. It's like after the Red Wedding, after what y'all did to us in the Red Wedding, you got to give us some.
We need somebody bad.
Streets need a body.
Yeah, we had exactly. Somebody got to get it, bro. We
need a body, cuz.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it was, bro. Like we finna ride on this
Oh,
motherfucker.
by the way, this episode was written by George R. R. Martin.
Okay.
Is that what that might be why the dialogue is so fucking good, bro? Like it's
good.
It's fire. I think he was just cooking with this shit. Once he saw the kind of the way the shit was establishing, he was like, "Oh, bet I can do my own little fan fiction."
So, we ready to go into book differences or not?
Hold on, one thing. I ain't never seen a nigga die and me be so happy. I was so happy he died.
I ain't never been happy about a child dying. Like, nigga, die, little kid. Fuck you. Never been happy about a kid dying.
Like, I slept real good that night.
Yeah, fuck them kids. Fuck them kids.
That's a whole nother level.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie, man. That shit felt like the Lakers beating the Celtics.
And it was so ugly. Like, what kind of poison was that?
Like, you didn't even die right.
But quick question: do y'all think that even though we, some of us said, well, when Marjorie took the cup, she put it down by Lady Olenna? Do we think Marjorie knew?
She didn't have any inclination.
I don't think she told.
She didn't. She was protected in this situation from and by Olenna.
Plausible deniability. Two people knew about this shit.
That's it. Well,
Olenna
and Dantos.
Yes, that gave Sansa the necklace. Sansa didn't even know she was a part of it.
I mean, it was Paul from Temptations.
Go ahead. I think we can speculate a little bit. I think if y'all want to.
You said what?
I heard Carter about to say something. And
I thought I was about to say something, and then I thought about what I was about to say, and it kind of
felt like it might be a spoiler or something. Or?
No, it wasn't a spoiler. I corrected myself before I said some dumb shit.
Okay.
Well, we done already spoiled it. There was some folks in here that didn't know.
Well,
y'all niggas know now.
We years past this. No, sorry, not sorry.
Right.
We years past the limitations of it.
So I think we should get into a little bit about the book differences. How do I put y'all both on here?
Yeah, I will say
I don't know how to do this shit.
It's all good, man. You ain't got to.
Just leave it out here, my boy.
It's all good. You ain't got to.
I will say this. This was one of the more, and I guess it lends to what Leslie just said with George R.R. Martin directing this one. This was one of the more accurate book to show portrayals of like a major event. This was like almost to the T, extremely accurate, especially like as far as some of the dialogue and the lines that were said, some of the interactions that took place. One of the biggest things though, it wasn't a necklace that Sansa had on, it was a hairnet. So she had been given a hairnet by Sir Dantos. And in that moment, that's why I said TK picked the perfect shot to grab for the recap. Because in that scene where Olenna goes up, she does go up to Sansa and she does pay her condolences for the death of her brother and her mother. But as she's doing that, she tells her that her hair is crooked and that she needs to fix it. Mm-hmm. So she actually turns Sansa around and she fixes the hairnet and the hair, which that's where the poison was. It was in, and she picks the poison off of the hairnet in that point. So that was one of the biggest differences that stood. That was, they made a point to let you know that she, fixed her hair, straightened it out, but that's where the poison came from, was in that hair. So that was in it. In the book, it was given to her by Sir Dantos as well. So.
Yeah, and one of the other differences is that Sir Dantos meeting that happened the episode before was more than once. I think they had a few meetings. Yeah, they were actually, it built a more established relationship in the books. Another thing that happened in the books compared to the show is that instead of Jaime training, I forgot about this shit. Jaime training when I was kind of thinking about this shit. Jaime didn't get trained by Bronn. He was getting trained by fucking Ian Payne, Sir Ian Payne. Yeah. And and I would have loved to have seen that because since that nigga's tongue is cut off and he would have been trying to coach Jaime, he would have been like,
Emily asked, she said, also for Book versus Show, can we talk about Bran's vision of the throne room? Can y'all hear me?
Oh my God! Well, yes.
What happened?
Emily asked about in the Book versus Show. Can we talk about Bran's vision of the throne room looking like Danny is from the House of the Undying? Was it ash or snow?
Well,
do they speculate in the book? Honestly, I don't even remember.
them
Did they speculate was it ash or snow in the vision? Shit, fucking swords, Clash of Swords or whatever the name of that book is.
What all did y'all see in the vision? What all do y'all recall seeing in the vision? Because that shit was
on the show. I remember seeing the throne room. You see, of course, the dragon flying overhead.
I see him falling out of the tower.
Yeah. You see Ned Stark.
You see the wall.
You can hear. It's a lot about what you hear too. You can hear Catelyn in the background telling him to promise her to stop climbing and yelling that shit. So you see him, but you also hear a lot of shit too.
Mm-hmm. And you hear the shit go, tell him to go north.
Yeah.
Whose voice was that? Do we know at that point? Whose voice?
I'm assuming it's supposed to be the three-eyed raven implied. You know, like the voice of the three-eyed raven, kind of giving him the direction, like. Because when he says, "I know where to go now," it's like, "Hey, I know to go. I know which weirwood tree to find. Like, I know where this nigga is now." So
okay,
it doesn't make sense, but for some reason, I thought it was Benjen's horse.
That's what I thought too.
Okay, crazy. I was like, I don't know why. I immediately thought about Benjen's horse, and Benjen. I won't tell too much since some of y'all ain't watched everything. But Benjen, when he was helping Johnson.
This season, is this the season we get hard home?
No,
it's not season 4. Okay,
no.
We get what you call this epic battle is Battle at the Wall.
Oh, it is.
Okay.
It is the Battle of the Wall.
Episode 9. God, one of the best.
Shit, I don't think the Mountain and the Viper was only back, but you're right. Battle of the Wall.
That's before
we get
Mountain and the Viper.
8.
Yeah, that's 8, nigga. And then we get
9 is the fucking wall.
Nigga.
God damn.
Yes.
Yeah, like this was.
Don't miss 8-9 recap.
Season 4 like beast.
Yeah,
season 4 was one of the best seasons.
Did George R. Martin write a lot more in this season or something? Like, was he like a big?
He didn't write too much show shit. He did a lot more shit in like I think he did a couple episodes in season 1. I'm not for sure.
I will say like the content from season 4 and season 3 comes from one book. So A Storm of Swords is the longest book in the series. It's like fucking 47 hours if you're doing the audio book. Yeah, but it's comprised. It is. But it's comprised of season 3 and season 4 material. Some always not in the correct order. So,
man,
that's why sometimes I get confused in trying to remember what happened in the book because some of the shit that happens in like season 3 took place in the latter part of the book, and vice versa. Some of the stuff that happens in season 4 took place earlier in A Storm of Swords. So it confuses the timeline a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Also in the book versus show, in the show, Joffrey's death is a lot more. I think it's cleaner than it is in the book. The book, he was like,
it was gruesome. It was fucked up.
His neck off, trying to fight for air, right? Because his fucking poison was just cutting off his wind.
You know, they had to make that shit graphic as fucking
possible. So it was like when he was scratching it, he was literally like almost scratching it to the fucking tissue of his neck, trying to fucking breathe. And also, Tyrion wasn't looking that stupid in the book. He was kind of examining the cup, but he wasn't like picking the shit up like a fucking.
But in the book, Joffrey did point at it. In the book,
Joffrey did point at it.
As it is on the show, the last thing Joffrey did was kind of point or gesture towards Tyrion's direction, basically making everybody feel like, Tyrion did that shit. So
that's all Cersei
that
needed.
Happened in the book.
Yeah, that's all Cersei needed.
Right. Yeah. She's been looking for. She don't need a reason to kill Tyrion.
Because Cersei's fucking 5 times dumber in the fucking book anyway, so she's just looking for a reason to fucking get at anybody. So
yeah. So I mean, I guess now that we have kind of gotten this major moment early in the season 2, what can we look forward to going forward? Like, what's this? What all is this going to set up moving forward?
Now the succession is reset. Like the succession is completely, I won't say reset, but it's like now. Obviously they're looking at Tommen. He's next in line to rule, but he's also a child, even younger than Joffrey was at the point in time that Joffrey was, declared the heir to the throne. So honestly, it's an opportunity for Cersei, obviously, to kind of regain her grab on power in King's Landing. So we'll see from that. And plus, obviously, we get to see the repercussions that Tyrion has to face now from being accused of this murder.
Now that Joffrey's dead, who's gonna rule?
Why are you holding your?
Right, you clutching the
nigga choking.
You got the strangler.
Yeah, man. You know,
now the Joffrey is gone.
Drink some wine, nigga.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure, man. You know, it's dangerous out here in these purple wedding streets, man. You know, people that's died ain't never died before. You know, so you got to be careful out here.
My grandma used to say that. You definitely from Mississippi.
Like you already know we some country ass niggas.
So is Tom in Mississippi?
Goddamn, he's from goddamn literally.
Should we be expecting for Tommen to be taking over the next episode, or like how's that shit going?
No, we expect Cersei to take over.
I mean, like we haven't seen anything from Tommen other than being just a regular ass kid. You know, there's nothing in
we already seen Cersei is not acknowledging nobody's authority but her own. We already seen that because the dogs got the leftovers. Like she already was prepared to run it anyway.
Yeah, she's like, girl, fuck Joffrey. Fuck Joffrey, fuck Marjorie, fuck myself, fuck all of them.
Tommen and Marcella
my Lambo's blue, nigga.
Tommen and Marcella are testaments that Tyrion's kindness, like that's not like you can't have a kind Lannister because they're double Lannisters and they're sweet. So.
Double Lannisters.
Not the double.
Oh God.
Nigger.
I mean, but this, I will say this. This allows
double
Lena to reset. Oh my God.
LL Cool Jamie needs blood.
Oh God. But this allows Olenna to reset Marjorie as the queen so she can keep the power, that part of the power that she's been. So she's on one side, Tywin's still on the other side. So, you know, if this king dies, then we go to the next one on the Lannister side. So yeah, it allows her to.
Time for the reception.
Everybody in the club, tag down. Make that booty go around and.
My bad.
I thought it was a goddamn glitch.
It's the purple wedding has now concluded. You can pull up to your table because it's time for the purple wedding reception.
Purple wedding turned into the purple funeral.
We're gonna have Khaleesiana singing at that motherfucker.
Big ups to the ladies for dressing for the wedding.
Celestial, the master of ceremony. Queen Mother gonna be at that thing. So Joffrey's esophagus, my nigga. Like I just.
I'm gonna sing at the funeral too. I'm gonna sing "End of the Road" by Boyz II Men.
Nah, I need you to sing "I Shall Wear a Crown," bitch, because they
absolutely. He shall not. He shall not.
He
shall not. Yo, listen, y'all. If you have not like followed our group on Facebook yet, man, we've been having hella fun in there so far. It's only been in existence about 3 or 4 days.
The group is as ignorant as this fucking podcast.
Yes, man.
Actually,
listen.
Yeah, maybe.
The group is fucking
motherfucking crazy.
I feel like we can even loosely in there.
The group is
got the body. You know who got the body?
Because it's like y'all get to be even more involved.
Right.
Y'all get to be even more involved in the group. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and so I think it's been a lot of fun. If you have not joined it yet, definitely join that shit. And bring your cousins. Because we're gonna be turning up next week again.
Even your 2420s, you can bring them too.
That's right, man. Same niggatry at the same time next week, baby. Celestial Fascinator will be in the building.
Oh, we gonna be cute for the funeral. Y'all get us cute 2 weeks in a row.
All right, y'all.
I got another one.
Next Sunday, we on episode 3, man. Y'all tap in with
Wait, when the fuck did you change your name to? Wait a minute.
you talking about Joffrey's esophagus, dog?
Oh shit, she did.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
I know what you. I thought you was about to comment. I was like,
no, Joffrey's esophagus. That's why I was laughing, dog.
Wow. I did not slow like the Starks, okay?
That ain't right.
First of all, nobody wants Joffrey's esophagus.
Somebody said they singing "No Air" at the wedding wedding reception.
Nobody wants that esophagus.
Hey y'all, matter of fact, y'all come in the group and tell us what songs are gonna be on the wedding reception list.
Yeah,
Let's make the playlist in the group.
This shit's gonna be ignorant as fuck. Why would you do that?
Drop the playlist for the wedding reception in the group, bro.
Oh,
and hey, look.
All right, I'm gonna start it off. It's getting hot in here. That's gonna be at the wedding reception.
It's getting hot in here.
Oh, you need to start off with "Living La Vida Loca."
Living La Vida Loca.
You need to start. You need to start off with some fucking Bad Bunny or some shit.
Y'all go.
Joffrey, the throat goat.
You can't be a throat goat if you choking.
What's gonna be at the bar, man?
You can't.
No shit, throat goat. You got
you don't choke.
You don't choke when you got damn.
Ain't no gag reflex. Ain't no gag reflex, bitch.
Going from the reception. They said we're going from a reception to a repast, baby.
Once said, relax your throat and make eye contact.
Relax. We have officially gone off the rails as per usual. God damn it. We gonna go there.
Every time.
We're gonna keep this party going in the group chat, man. I'm gonna end this broadcast. Fellas, ladies, y'all stick around for just a few minutes so we can take care of some housekeeping shit. But until next time, y'all.
Where the fuck that nigga go?
We'll holler at you how we leave this month.
That nigga.
Peace out.
Like a half hour.
Bye, y'all.
Where did that nigga go?